NASCAR's Fontana plans are up in the air, and they double down on their TV ideas or whatever. A lot of bad news in this one. I will end it on a positive note with some more Burton news, though. Coming up next. What is going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, LW Wright, that news has basically come out today. Scene Vault Podcast has released all their stuff on LW Wright. So go over there to their podcast and check them out. Listen to that. I haven't finished listening to both parts of that. So when I do, I will try to make a video on it after I get done with that. But that's for the future. Today, we're going to talk about NASCAR and Fox doubling down on their coverage news. I meant to talk about this yesterday, but I just did not have time to make the video. So NASCAR sort of put out this graph defending their commercials for the Daytona 500. And as you saw on the live stream, I said, even though they put out this graph, it was still 3 more commercial breaks. They were putting out 3 commercial breaks like it was only 3 more extra commercials in the whole thing. That was 3 more commercial breaks. That is 12 more commercials because each commercial break was about 4 commercials. So that is 12 more commercials that we had to suffer through. And NASCAR is basically trying to gaslight. But I don't want to even get into that because even if you don't believe that, and here's why. Even if you don't believe that, even if you agree with NASCAR that it isn't a big deal or whatever like that, it's the way it's always been, here is the problem. Just because that's the way it's always been doesn't mean that's the right thing for now. Because what NASCAR has is a perception problem. The perception right now in this digital age of streaming is that that is too many commercials for a product, especially when you've got younger fans that NASCAR wants to get into, that younger fan demographic. They're all watching F1, and what does F1 do? F1 has commercial-free coverage. I don't care how they get it done. They get it done over there. So instead of NASCAR gaslighting and fan-shaming, NASCAR should be spending all of its energy and effort into figuring out a way to have a reduced model of commercials or a no-commercial model for TV going forward. That would be a better better use of their time than, blaming fans for not liking the coverage because it had, in fact, too many commercials. That's not even objectively. Everybody at this point in the world believes that that was way too many commercials, whether or not that's the way it's always been or not. In the 1920s, like a Model T Ford was an awesome car. If you drove a 1920s Model T car today, it would be a piece of junk. So, it's just the way it is. Time moves on, and you have to keep up with the times, and NASCAR showing that they haven't changed their TV model in 20 years and using that as their argument is pretty stupid. All right, on to some more good news. Everything with Fontana is to be determined, to be announced, says Bob Pockrass. They say they are not selling the facility, and the plan is still to convert it into a half-mile track that they announced in 2020 but delayed because of costs and the supply chain. They don't have any racing in 2024, unsure on 2025, depending on how construction goes. So you got 2 things at play there. They have said basically that everything is to be determined, to be announced, and that they do still plan on making it a short track, but as recently as last week, NASCAR has said they don't necessarily know if they're still married to making it that half-mile short track or anything like that. So it just seems like the Fontana thing is sort of spinning out of control and it's becoming a big, huge disaster. Hopefully, they get it under control. They don't get any more delays. They don't have any more supply chain issues. And hopefully they can get racing on there by 2025. And I hate to say this, but I do have to mention it. There are times when something like this just becomes a big mess, especially from some of my friends that I've talked to in California. There are some times in California where things like this become a big mess. And you can go 6, 7, 8 years down the road and things just don't get done. Hopefully this doesn't fall into that. And hopefully they get it done by 2025. But I did think it was worth mentioning. And just following up with a few more Bob Pockrass tweets, all these also just great news. NASCAR has indefinitely suspended Truck Series team manager and former driver Corey Roper for violating the substance policy. And also, NASCAR has no comment on the suit by a foundation created by Let's Go Brandon Coyne founder over sponsorship for Brandon Brown. The suit claims damages from the belief NASCAR okayed the sponsorship and alleges defamation. Sponsors deal with $5 million in LGB coin to Brown's team. And then also, of course, you see right below that, NASCAR has no comment on Alvin Kamara being indicted on battery charges from February 2022 in Vegas. Kamara's lawyer told the NFL that Kamara was defending himself and others. Kamara has partnered with NASCAR in a growth and fan engagement role the last couple of years. So yeah, with both of those stories, good luck on that. First off, Brandon Brown, I hate that this happened to you and it has come down to this, but 5 million in LGB coin is nothing, bro. So even if you get it, it's going to be terrible. I hate that. Hopefully they can get Brandon built going. And the Alvin Kamara deal, hopefully his lawyers can get him off. But if you've seen the video, gonna be hard to prove that was self-defense when the person was down. But that's another story. That's another case. It sort of is what it is. In my opinion, that's just my take on it. But since we've got all that positive news, I figured I would end this with some actual positive news. Ward Burton looks like he is back on the racetrack in a late model at South Boston Speedway, as you saw this picture right here from Jeb Burton's Twitter account or Instagram. I can't remember where I pulled this from. But you see it right there. That's South Boston Speedway right there. They're standing out. I know that because of the playground in the background and the big red tractor. Jeff Bomar probably on that tractor cleaning, street sweeping the walkway there. So what's up, Bomar? But yeah, there you go. So good news. Ward Burton is getting in a late model, getting some laps in, and who knows? Who knows where we'll see him down the road? Is Ward Burton going to make a Cars Tour start? Is Ward Burton going to make a start at South Boston Speedway? I don't know, but Ward Burton is the man, and I can't wait to see it, no matter where he is, or if he's just turning laps. Either way, it's cool. But all right, that's all I got for you on this one. If you made it this far, feel free to subscribe down below. All your subscriptions mean a lot to this channel. It helps this channel grow. And you guys know, if you're already subscribed, I appreciate you guys a whole lot. If you got a comment, question, or anything like that, leave it down in the comment section. I try to get to as many of them as I can. I don't get to all of them anymore, but I do try to get to as many of them as I can. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.